The season of Lent begins next Wednesday, March 5th. Lent comes from a word that simply means lengthening. And as is pretty straightforward, our days are getting longer, so it is a season of Lent. In the Christian calendar, Lent is a season that begins Ash Wednesday, and it's a 40 days that leads us in preparation for Easter Sunday. Now, if you're doing the math and you're going to check me on that, it's 40 days plus Sundays. We can get into that later, but that's how that works. Historically, Lent has been the season that the church has prepared new people to join and to come into fellowship. It has also been the time, and this is so cool, that the church has been very intentional about rolling out the welcome mat for those who have maybe broken relationship and have walked away from their faith or walked away from church or both, and have said, let's make amends, let's reconcile, let's find forgiveness and a place to start over. And I think what a better way to spend Lent. I'm not sure if there is a better way to spend Lent than that. Here recently, Lent has become more of a personal time, introspection, and it's a time when you take on a spiritual practice, or maybe you fast. As people take on spiritual practices, they may pray certain hours a day or read certain books or maybe read certain parts of the Bible. The fasting simply is giving up certain things. Maybe it's a food group, maybe it is social media or TV. And what happens is you give things up, it reminds you, oh, I've given that up, and it reminds you of the reason why. It also provides some time and energy for you to focus on God. And so maybe you're giving up TV in certain hours, and instead you are devoting that time to your relationship with Christ. Whatever it is that we are called to and we take up or we fast from during Lent, the goal is the same: to grow in grace. That is the goal, so that we love God more and more, and we love one another and serve one another. Lent is this intentional time that begins on Ash Wednesday, and it's a reminder that from dust we have come, to dust we return. And it ends on Easter in the celebration of life. And what I've found throughout my years of practicing Lent is that if I'm intentional during Lent, it prepares my heart so that Easter simply isn't a day of celebrating, it becomes a life of celebration. As I'm reminded that God takes this dust and does something amazing with it. He takes the darkness and always shines a light. And that death is not the final say, but life is. And as we prepare our hearts through a season of Lent, we are ready to embrace that once Easter Sunday arrives. And what we will have found is that our hearts are shaped and transformed, and we're ready to live that Easter Sunday for the rest of our life. I pray that would be the intentions of our hearts and the results that God will bring about.